So for me, when I do a role, I completely surrender to it, and whatever is required for it, I will do it. Then if it means that somebody has to, somebody's pulling my hair and taking me up the thing, then so be it. That's what's going to happen. Or if I have to grab someone by the leg and throw him around like that, toss him around, then so be it. I think both have their own charm. Like whether you actually show it as a ghost, or whether you show that it's a psychological disorder and she thinks she's a ghost. But all of them have their own charm. I can't say one is better than the other. But today things are different. It's a very well organized industry. We have bound scripts. We never had that before. We didn't even have dialogues. And we used to sit on the set waiting for the dialogues to come and just learn them and just say them, and just do the scene, taza. But now you can prepare for it, you can sit, you can mull over your lines, you can do all those kind of things now. We used to dub the whole movie because the camera used to have a word in it. So we used to do the movie, perform there, and then we have to perform again in a studio just with lip sync. We had to lip sync ourselves and perform at the same time. So it was a lot more work.
And the paycheck would be the same. Well, that $1 million smile that always encapsulated the magic, the charisma of being Madhuri Dixit is now being employed to spook the hell out of us.
Yes.
Correct? As
Yes.
Manjulika?
Absolutely.
Please tell us about the transition. First of all, welcome to FPJ.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
so glad
Thank
to
you.
see you after
Same
long.
here, after a long time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been wonderful. And when I heard the script, I loved it. And also I felt that I have not done really this genre of film, which is like a horror comedy. And that's what actually attracted me, the horror part of it, to it. And I also felt that my entry is at the right point in the film. And then the actual film and the story takes off from that point. And also the fact that Vidya is in the film, Karthik is in the film, Tripti and all the other actors are so good in the movie that I said I would want to be part of it. And to top it all, it was being directed by Anis Bazmi, who is such a good director himself that I decided to do the movie.
Vidya categorically said that Madhuri Dixit is dance. Dance is Madhuri. If you were to use one word for Vidya, it would be?
She understands the characters so well, whatever she plays, whatever film she's done so far, which I've watched, that you forget that it's Vidya and you feel that it's that character, whoever she's playing. And that's amazing to me about her.
You two have done the action sequences all by yourself.
Oh, yes.
There's a reel that is going viral where Vidya is pulling you and she's taking you up over there by your head, by your hair. What is it like? Did that not spook you entirely? Because here you are as an actor, your physicality does matter, your face matters the most, and yet you are so immersive in terms of doing it all by yourself.
I've always been that way. Yeah. Even Gulab Gang, I did most
True.
Of the stuff myself.
Correct.
All the action was done by me. And so for me, when I do a role, I completely surrender to it, and whatever is required for it, I will do it. Then if it means that somebody has to, somebody's pulling my hair and taking me up the thing, then so be it. That's what's going to happen. Or if I have to grab someone by the leg and throw him around like that, toss him around, then so be it. I'm game for it, and that's what makes it happen. When you do these things and when you give it your all, that's when those characters become real and they come to life.
There's a tug of war, quite literally at that.
Yes.
So therefore, it also defines the jugalbandi between the two of you.
Yes.
Also, there is a face-off then on the dance floor, and you have been doing it for years now, right? Be it Dil To Pagal Hai, Karishma, be it with Aishwarya in Devdas, here as well.
Manisha
in Lajja as well. So when it comes to that, are you now certain that when you have another actress right alongside you, there's going to be a face-off and a hit as well?
Yeah. And it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. It's fun, and not every role I've done with another actress has been that way. But this was, those characters, the two of them, are at loggerheads in the movie, and it's part of their characters. And it was fun doing that. It was fun playing off each other's energies. Because Vidya herself is an actress I have admired always. And when I got to do all these scenes with her, it was like, it was really feeding off each other's energies. Whether it's that little thing where we are ghosts and we are scaring
True.
Karthik
Yeah,
in
yeah,
his
yeah.
imagination. Even that, I mean, we enjoyed doing that so much. We didn't think about, oh, how is it going to look? Is it ugly or is it pretty or whatever? We said, this is great. This gives us an opportunity to do something just out of the box, you know. And we enjoyed every minute, and I think we got along very well.
There is a loyal fan base out there. They vouch by the psycho thriller element of the original film.
Yeah.
Whoever I have spoken to, from the cast to the directors, they say that it's the extension of the same evil spirit, manifestation in reality, the ghost itself. As an audience, which one do you enjoy the most? The psycho-spiritual aspect of it, psycho-thriller per se, or the manifestation of evil?
I think both have their own charm. Like whether you actually show it as a ghost or whether you show that it's a psychological disorder and she thinks she's a ghost. But all of them have their own charm, you know. I can't say one is better than the other. It's a movie, it's a story. And you follow the story, and if you enjoy the story, then it's something that you like, you know.
Compared to the things were being operated back in the day to now, how film sets have evolved and changed in terms of professionalism we see more than ever before?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we were very nascent, I think, when we started. It was not that way always, but our industry went through that phase where everything was very disorganized. And we used to do like 12 films at a time, 3 shifts at a time, 2 shifts minimum in a day, because films were made that way. So if I shot for a film today, I might shoot the next time I shoot might be an hour and a year and a half,
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
after we shot this.
Oh my goodness.
So to keep continuity used to
Yeah.
be so difficult. Doing all that was becoming difficult. But we made good films even during that time, you know, big hit films where, you know, people loved it, they enjoyed going to the theatre to watch it. But today things are different. It's a very well organized industry. We have bound scripts. We never had that before. We didn't even have dialogues, you know, and we used to sit on the set waiting for the dialogues to come and just learn them and just say them, you know, and just
Taza,
do the
taza,
scene,
taza.
taza. But now you can prepare for it, you can sit, you can mull over your lines, you can do all those kind of things now. And organized in every way, you know, like even say simple things like vanity van. We never used to have vanity vans before. It's such a comfort to have something, you know, which is when you're outdoors especially and you're in some hilly area shooting there, there's nothing around. So that vanity van gives you the comfort of, you know, if it's raining, you can sit. Because we used to have ambassador cars.
Correct.
So if it rained, we used to go and sit in a car or sit under umbrellas when it's very sunny. So there are some creature comforts which have come now with the organization of the industry. Also, films are shot within 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, planned. So we shoot for that, finished. Dubbing is like redundant now. We hardly dub for movies, maybe 4, 5 lines. We used to dub the whole movie because the camera used to have a word in it. So we used to do the movie, perform there, and then we have to perform again in a studio just with lip sync. You know, we had to lip sync ourselves and perform at the same time. So it was a lot more work.
And
you
the
know, at
paycheck
that
would be the
time.
same.
So now I think it's much better. Everything is much better. Cameras are much better. Special effects are so much better now. And you can make unbelievable kind of scenes believable because of the kind of, you know, special effects we have now.
How do you see that progress in terms of how India as a country is positioning herself on the global map vis-a-vis how Bollywood is being used as a soft power to promote India at the global stage?
Yeah, it has always been that way. I think even when Dev Saab and Raj Kapoor Saab were there, they used to go to, with their movies, they used to travel around the world to Russia. Even in Russia, people know Raji and they know Mithun Chakravarti and, you know, so they enjoy our movies. Even in Greece, they watch Indian films, and places like Azerbaijan and also we know they watch our films. So it takes your culture, your roots to, you know, different countries, and when they enjoy watching it, you're introducing our India to them, through your films.
How do you then nourish yourself, nurture yourself to be able to absorb this youthful zest and be immersive in that experience in terms of how OTT is also evolving? You're getting so many platforms in terms of reality shows, movies,
Yeah,
OTT
yeah,
shows.
I've done it all.
Yeah, correct.
I've done it all, and I have been that way always, because even when I was doing commercial films, I did a Mrityudand, I did a Prahar, I did Dharavi. There's so many films I did, which at that time commercial stars never used to do those kind of films. But I used to like to experiment because it's a role finally, it's acting, it doesn't matter what the budget of the film is, or it's a story that's been told through emotions. For me it was always that way. So I've always been open to experimenting. Like I did reality shows, I have done OTT, I have done movies on OTT, series like Fame Game, then Majama, and so I've enjoyed every aspect of being an actor. I enjoy social media. I love doing reels on Insta. I get happiness when I do that. So it's just like being in the moment and doing what you like.
Dance is such an integral part of who you are. When they say Madhuri magic, it's also about dance too, apart from acting domain, acting chops.
Yeah.
What evolution do you have seen in all these years in terms of dance getting its dues on the international platform as well? And we see the mix of all the cultures. You borrow from every state and every country as well. How do you see evolution of that, and how Bollywood is?
Well, I think
projecting?
Bollywood choreography is like a boiling pot, of all types of dancing, whether it's Western, Indian, folk, classical, whatever. Everything is like this amalgamation of all these styles, and then you have the Bollywood dance when you kind of stir the pot. And it's taken, our dancing, our songs, they're so popular all over the world. People who don't even know our language, like I saw these German girls dancing to Nachle Mere Yaar Nachle, from Aja Nachle, and they don't know the language, but they understand the language of dance. They understand the emotion behind it. And that is what is important, and that's what you spread, through your films. That's what you do. I mean, even today, because of OTT, we are watching films from Spain, Germany, and it's in their language, but because of subtitles, you can see it and understand what's going on. So even we are exposed to so much cinema from all over the world that our audience is also changing, maturing. They want something new, something more. But dance and songs will always be a part of Indian filmmaking because that's our USP.
जाता जाता एक प्रश्न मराठीतून मी विचारणारच. भूल भुलैयासारखी फिल्म आहे, 200 करोड कमावते बॉक्स ऑफिसवर. मराठीमध्ये तुम्ही एवढं चांगलं वर्क करतायत, अँड मराठी इंडस्ट्री अशी आहे जिथे मध्ये वेगवेगळे सब्जेक्ट खूप चांगल्या रीतीने हाताळले जातात. काय करावं लागेल मराठी फिल्म इंडस्ट्रीला त्या कमर्शियली वायबल आपण जी टर्म म्हणतो तिथे पोहोचण्यासाठी? कारण आपल्याकडे सब्जेक्ट तर खूप चांगले आहेत, आर्टिस्ट आर फॅब्युलस. काय करायला लागेल ज्यामुळे तो कमर्शियल ॲस्पेक्ट तेवढा स्ट्रॉंग होईल?
आय एम नो वन टू आन्सर दॅट क्वेश्चन, कारण मी पण आत्ता ते 2 फिल्म्स प्रोड्यूस केल्या वगैरे. आपले एवढे चांगले दिग्गज सगळे डिरेक्टर्स, प्रोड्युसर्स आहेत. आय थिंक दे विल बी एबल टू आन्सर यू बेटर. बट ऑन अ वर्ल्ड स्टेज आय थिंक वी हॅव अ व्हेरी नीश ऑडियन्स. म्हणजे ॲज अ महाराष्ट्रीयन आवर ऑडियन्स इज व्हेरी नीश. लाईक गुजराती फिल्म्स विल हॅव अ नीश ऑडियन्स. So I think you will have to make films that appeal to a larger audience. आणि तरी सबटायटल्समुळे आता खूप बरं झालंय, कारण लोकांना ॲटलिस्ट म्हणजे कळतं की स्क्रीनवर काय चाललंय. लँग्वेजचा बॅरियर येत नाही मध्ये. पण आपल्याकडे खूपच म्हणजे चांगले फिल्म मेकर्स आहेत आणि कुठेतरी लोकांना म्हणजे एक सगळ्यांना अपील होईल असा मूवी बनवायचा प्रयत्न केला पाहिजे. हो.
Do you see anything on the horizon as far as your efforts go in that direction?
Well, yeah, I just made one recently. आणि आता I'm looking for a subject and let's see. But there's something exciting on a personal, म्हणजे माझ्या careerच्या frontवर, but of course I'll talk about it when I come.
I hope you continue to flash that $1 million smile and continue to entertain us. Thank you.
Thank you.